audio. In audio.
Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are here for another video, another live stream. We normally do this show on a Monday. We thought we'd bring it you today. Shout out to Boohoo Man for sponsoring the video. Listen, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, LB. Don't hide already. But shout out to Boohoo Man for sponsoring today's video. If you want to check out Boohoo Man, check out the latest things going on at Boohoo Man. Make sure you go and check the link in the description. Use the code Saeed and get yourself 10% off. But before we start the video, I want to play something for people because at the end of the day, we've got to give flowers. This time on Monday, Lee said it. He said it.
You don't
say that again.
Bro, I can tell you 200 million gazillion % he's going to Arsenal. Like I know. Like, don't worry about it. Like, I'm not sitting here saying I'm an ITK. Like, I'm telling you, I know. Like, it is what it is. So, it is what it is. Listen, they be calling me Pamela Anderson. They be calling me every single double D, double E, chest. Listen. I can't say no more, man. The club came through, man. The club came through. No more, man. No more. But listen, you're right. Let's start off the right way. Eid Mubarak to all my brothers. My brother as well. He's been he
got everyone.
Islam,
Eid Mubarak
about
as well.
4 or 5 years
Thanks,
ago.
bro. Appreciate.
So yeah, shout out to him as well. He's celebrating today. So hope good festivities to all the Muslims out there. Hope it's a good day. But today I am on violence. So if you see me, act correct.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you now, man. Shout out to Goodally. He's put his neck out on the line. LB's here as well for the City line. I don't know how you're feeling, LB. I seen the stream this morning. You know what I mean? It went great, but how are you, man? Everything all good, bro?
Calma, bro. Calma. Like, what else am I gonna be? Like, it's not a big issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's what it is. Like, I said it all along. Like, when Arsenal were first going in for him, I thought they were going to get him. You know what I mean? I thought they were going to get him. I thought City potentially would have gone up to that fee, but City clearly didn't want to go up to the 105 million quid mark, and understandable because he's not worth 105 million quid. But I'm not sat crying. You know what I mean, I'm not that arsed about it, to be honest.
You know what? Listen, I could come in here say that it's little old City, but look, I don't believe so. I think there's a lot of stuff coming out in the news and the reports to make Man City seem like they lost out to Arsenal, but I don't believe it. I mean, I wasn't never ever worried about Man City because I don't feel like it was a serious situation that they were trying to go for. I don't even feel when they lost that to Jorginho, I feel like they lost out. When they lost out with Van Dijk, they lost out. When they lost out to Alexis Sanchez, they lost out. There's rumors with this whole situation with Ronaldo, maybe they lost out. I'm not too sure, but listen, Rice, it's not serious. So I don't want to come in here and be too shameless to say that little old City, but the guy, he chose the right club, man. He chose the right club, man. Listen.
No, the only club that he chose was the only club that was in for him because
you're right. But listen, if he wanted to, he could have been like lured to the heights of Man City. They won a treble, but you know what? I don't know, man. He's to the bright lights of London, man. Down south, we know we do things different, man. We do things different.
Not win trophies.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. We ain't got the trophies. We've got the bright lights. We've got Champions League football back. We're spending the money. We're not going to break the record.
The vibes. Come.
Hey, your mic's moving mad.
Your mic's moving mad, bro. You sound like a robot.
You sound like a
Dalek. What's going on today, man?
No, it's working now. It's working.
You hear me now?
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah. But, man.
Zamias is saying here, Rice is leading us to the league and Champions League. City, we are coming for you. Saeed, have fun with Mount. Listen, man. This guy goes hiding. When they lose out, they go hiding. So Zamiasi, you best be here. There's no excuse for Arsenal fans now. Oh, they don't spend money. You lot spend money. Have
you seen this site?
It's a lot of money now.
You know, in the last half decade, they've got the biggest net spend in the Premier League.
Yeah, okay, no, but listen, no, don't do that because net spend is also to do with the clubs and selling. If we're being real, it's about the main problem is the spending of some of these clubs because in truth, Man City your payment structures can be you can just drop 100 million like that. You can pay in 2 installments of 60-70 million pounds for 2 installments for a player. So yes, I give it to you. You're good at selling, which makes your club look all that much better. You've also got this youth academy on these where you're selling a lot of these, the likes of Lavia and all of these younger players. Fantastic. But we know there's some there's some blind alleys that Man City have been working and operating under the table. Those brown bags. Listen, we got to keep it real, man. Let's keep it real here. Let's calma. Tranquilo.
I don't want to back you, Lee, but I might get involved. You know what I'm saying?
What's happening here is Lee don't want to accept that there is huge pressure on Arsenal to deliver 100. Because they have got the biggest net spend in the last half decade. You can just say, we don't sell players. I don't care. You've got the biggest net spend of any club in the Premier League over the last 5 years, half a decade, man. There is pressure on this team now to win trophies, and you can't just flip it back at City going, brown paper bags or whatever. Nah,
listen,
more time to perform. And
let me just say one thing. Let me just say one thing. People only get hurt when they feel like, there's something that the shoe fits. So this Chelsea fan, hold on, I didn't even mention Chelsea, but why you get, maybe because you feel like your club's shady, your club's a bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm coming for everybody today because nobody believed me, but they're gonna believe me now. I told you.
Well, let's start with the story then. Let's go back to the story because last night it broke at 11 o'clock here. For those that are watching right now, it broke 11 o'clock last night. I think it was David Ornstein who broke it. Listen, this guy's producing a lot of bombs lately and the right sort of bombs, not them sort of bombs. But he's saying there, Arsenal have tonight submitted a massive offer for West Ham for England midfielder Declan Rice. Proposal is 100 million up front and 5 million in add-ons. Would be a record for a British player as Arsenal are trying to agree a deal with West Ham for top target. When you looked at that, Lee, what did you think? Be honest.
Honestly, God honest truth, I kind of knew about this bid a couple of days ago, so it wasn't as much of a shock, but I think a lot of people think when Ornstein, breaks this news that it's happening 5 minutes before and he gets it, it happens days before, and that's what people kind of need to get through, but to themselves. But yeah, listen, for me, I was excited, I was happy, and I just thought, no, there's no way that this bid can't be accepted. I did think the first thing I actually thought was the price was a little bit steep for my liking. I will be honest, 105. I didn't think Arsenal would go to that length, but listen, 100%. We can't moan. Like, Arsenal fans since 2014, 2013, we've been praying for times like this. We've been crying out for times like this. We moved from Highbury to the stadium thinking that we're going to be on the level of Bayern Munich. That's what we were promised. So now we're here. We've paid off the stadium. We've got owners that are willing to invest in us properly. They've got a good sporting project. So it all seems to be coming full circle now. So 100%, I'm happy. And it was nice to have a little bit of shade against Man City because, you can win the treble, but, I don't even think no one's talking about it now. I don't know. So,
listen. You're going too far here.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro.
This
I don't
is
know.
Listen. I'm just telling you, yeah. I'm just telling you now. You've made this signing now, yeah. You've got a big cash, British transfer record, biggest net spend in the last 5 years. Let's talk at the end of the season, because at the end of the season, you won't have won the league and you won't have won the Champions League.
Oh my God!
We'll move again. Next season, we'll spend another 200 million. We'll still moan at Edu. We'll still moan at the Cronkies, even though you've got the biggest net spend in the Premier League over the last half decade.
They be screaming for that oil money, but they don't know about the Yankees, man. Listen, Saeed, you were there. You know how they operate over there. They do things.
Yeah, listen. I've seen it. I've seen it.
But no, listen, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah. Big up to Amy says players don't want to play under Ten Hag. They want to play under Pep's sixth apprentice, Dark Arteta. Listen, if you don't win anything, then there ain't no apprentice in it. Like, what I mean? Like, they won an FA Cup, and let's see what they do now. They've got to build on it.
Yeah, no,
they've got to build on this.
Look, we can let's cut. Let me cut out the shamelessness and let's talk serious. 110% now. Even if we didn't get Declan Rice, I think the fact that he would have been here now, his fourth full season, he now needs to win. We can't keep going through. I'm not on. Listen, I love Babs. I think he's a great guy, but I don't like to do the whole phases and this
phases,
part.
Man.
Yeah, no, I'm not onto all of that. Like, I'm not trying to do that. Like, so if we're talking serious, we're being real. I'm not against Arteta. I think he's an amazing manager. I think he's unique with what he does. I think the fact that he can bring teams together. He's got a style of play. He may copy what Pep's doing, but he does try to do his own style as well with it. And I'm not going to refuse that. But he needs to win now. He needs to win something, and he needs to win something big. And there's no excuses for Saka not turning up for the whole season. There's no excuses for us saying we ain't got no leaders, because we've now got a few players in the team that have been through the trenches and come out the other side, not in the right side, but been through it. So it has to work now. It has to work, and we can't do what Man United's done over the last couple of years, spending and not winning. So yeah.
But if you don't sign other players, you won't win the Premier League and you won't win the Champions League. You don't win the Premier League or the Champions League with this team, in my opinion. No,
you're right.
I think you need more.
But you know what? Let me be real, right? Last season, I predicted Arsenal to finish third, second. People that know me, they'll know, because I felt that the teams around us weren't as good as what they were making out. I didn't think Liverpool will be as good because I don't think Klopp's good enough. I don't think he's the manager that people think he is. I thought Man United with Ten Hag and the fact they didn't have a striker, I think they would be poor. And I thought Chelsea just didn't trust Tuchel at the time. So I felt by default, we would finish at least third. People were putting Tottenham above us and all these other teams. And I'm like, hold on, calm down, please. So I actually now think Man City, look, there's rumors about Mahrez. De Bruyne, that year older. We know that, look, fantastic striker.
Start the season, by the way, De Bruyne.
There you go. And I think when you look at Haaland is a fantastic striker. But what happens in sport, and I watch a lot of NFL, when you get game tape on a player or a team, you start to pick up little things. So last season, he was amazing, scored all those goals, was great. And you can't stop Haaland, but there may be certain games where teams pick up how to play against him. And that's all I'm going to say. So look, when you win a treble, is the motivation there? No, tiny things. I'm not saying they're going to make a huge difference. He might score 10 less goals, but those 10 less goals might not make you win a league, because he was so good. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's not going to be effective because he's fantastic. He's an amazing striker. But when you watch American football, that is what we talk about. They talk about getting game tape on somebody because you pick up little things, little intricacies of how he plays. For the season, everybody was scared of him. But now what will happen is they'll have little ways that we can pick up and play against him. And I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but there's just little things, little things.
I would also say, bro, we won the league 2 years on a bounce without Haaland, didn't it? So it's not like we need him. We need him to be scoring goals. We've done the three-peat as Saeed or not.
Yeah,
definitely.
Listen, you're a fantastic team, but when you lose Gundogan, who's Mr. Clutch, when you have De Bruyne out for a period of time, when you lose possibly the likes of Walker, who if he may go, when you lose Mahrez, and you've got to replace those players, Bernardo Silva is another one that possibly goes, then what happens? You have to do a little bit of a rebuild as well. So it swings and roundabouts. Like I know Mr. Ten Hag came in and said that era's come to an end. I'm not going to go that far, but I do think that sometimes cycles may have a blip. Let's say that. Not an end, but a tiny blip. So I think this is Arsenal's chance to go for it. It really is.
Even
Arsenal.
with their blip, though, how much points did you produce that season when you had that blip, LB?
What season you on about, bro?
No, last season.
Season where you didn't win the league.
Oh, the season we didn't win the league. Oh, when Liverpool won it in the COVID.
Yeah.
Not sure, bro. Somewhere in the 80s, I'd imagine.
So,
high 70s, 80s.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's not as if they did. I mean, it needs a team to be ultra, like, mad for the league. Yeah, 81. So it's not as if they were bad that year, innit? You know what I mean? How many points did you get this year?
84.
84. So there you go. Like you need to still be, at your best. Big up to Dam. He says also using the Emirates oil money really well. And big up to my guy Lucas says truly worried about us next year. Relegation battle. Wish Rice the best. Them shameless Gunner fans greeting Saeed. Yeah, big up to my guy.
I ain't gonna
Lucas.
lie to you.
He's a West Ham fan.
Lucas, I can't stand West Ham. I hope they get relegated. I really do hope they really get relegated.
What?
Why?
I don't understand this. Yeah.
I hate West Ham.
Hold on a minute. Why on earth? Yeah. Are you feeling bad, or are you doing that towards West Ham when they could demand that? It's their player.
No, it's not the club. It's not the club. It's not the club. It's not the club. It's the fans. The fans, like,
what have they done?
This entitlement. They're acting like they're on the level of Arsenal. I'm across the table from Dan Lawless and Nikki from West Ham TV, and they're like, yeah, we're like they're close to us. And I'm like, shut the hell up, mate. What are you? Listen, respectfully, what the hell are you talking about? You're little old West Ham. You've been relegated. You've been relegated more times than you bloody finish in the top half of the table, man. Just calm down a bit, man. Like put a sock in it.
They're also won a European trophy, whether you like it or not.
I couldn't give a shit. Right. Hold on. No. I'm not going to let you finish that.
Let's be honest.
To finish in that position to win that trophy, you have to have one of the worst seasons ever to finish 7th. You have to finish 7th to win that trophy. Please don't. Or you have to
their level, right?
Or you have to be relegated out of the Europa League. Are you trying to tell me?
What's your point in there,
brother?
So what's your point?
That trophy, I'm not even joking. I'll literally rather win the Worthington Cup. I'll be honest with you, bro.
Come on, man.
Let's be serious.
Listen, Lee, yeah, you could feel bad about West Ham fans, but that's outrageous, man. You lot finished 8th twice. You lot finished 8th twice. Big Arsenal.
Okay, yeah, cool. So what? Chelsea finished 12th, and they won 2 Champions League.
It's not great, though, is it? It's not great, though, is it?
Yeah, but football, it happens. LB, you talk about the fact that you was playing against Oldham. It happens. It's football. We've never been relegated. You have. Come on, man. Let's not be silly here, bro. You can't be serious. You can't be serious to explain to me that trophy is worth anything more than you put it on your little trophy. You put trophy cabinet and you move on. That is horrible. Come on, man. Let's be honest.
Lucas is coming back saying here, Lee, both set of fans who are tossers.
No. I'm not going to go that far.
You know it is.
Yeah, I'm not going to go that. They're not.
Yeah. Big up to Zamias. We have Invincibles better than Carabao and West Ham Cup. Listen, that was a gold cup. It still doesn't mean that you got an extra trophy.
When was that, bro? That was like 20 years ago, man.
Come on, man.
Jeez, we're still talking about that 20 years ago.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie, it's facts though, but I'm not gonna go that shameless. But
yeah,
heavy that.
Exactly. Yeah. For me, you can't discredit West Ham. I think for me, they're playing a blinder, and obviously today, Man City have pulled out. I mean, LB, what did you think when you heard that news? Like, be honest. I know we've had the banter and whatnot, but like, are you bothered? Because you lost Gundogan, you've lost that position
Nah,
there.
I ain't bothered,
I
bro.
know. Are you? Nah, come on, man. That's a player, good player there.
Yeah, he's a good player, yeah, but he's not a world beater, is he? You know what I mean? It's 105
He
million
could be a world
pounds.
beater.
No, it could be. It could be, and I think it's a very good signing for Arsenal. And they've overpaid, obviously, but I think they've had to overpay, and I think he's going to transform their midfield. I think it's a great signing, but we didn't need someone to transform our midfield. We just need someone to come in and just slot in and do the job. You know what I mean? So, nah, I mean, it's what it is.
You know what I'll say though. Like, let's again, everybody in the chat, yeah, and you guys here as well. We can bust jokes and have a laugh and have banter, but if Man City actually did really get Declan Rice, they would have probably just completed football again. So in truth, have we not actually helped the league? No joke. If they had got Declan Rice,
oh wait a minute, Arsenal Football Club have helped the league because
they're the
apparently
saviors. They're the saviors of the Premier League.
Could you imagine?
Come on, Lee, man. That is pathetic, man.
Could you have imagined if Man City got Van Dijk when they were in for him? They would have finished.
There's no point. If you don't believe you're going to do something with this and you're going to win the league or you're going to do something with it, like, there's no point. Just because you've took a player off them and you don't make it count, what's the point of having that player?
No. I'm saying to you, we have to make it count 100%. But what I'm saying to you is, if Man City got Declan Rice, football would have just been done. They would have won every game in and game out.
So they're winning stuff anyway. They won the league without a striker. Listen, Pep Guardiola's a genius. They won a league without a striker.
But there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. If Man City have got all the best players in the league, they monopolize the league. What Bayern Munich do? They get the best players from Borussia Dortmund. They get the best players from Hoffenheim, from Borussia Mönchengladbach. All of these teams. Then what happens? You get a team that wins 10, 11 seasons on the trot, like Juventus.
Do you not think the significance of Guardiola, though? Do you not think the significance of Guardiola in itself?
Yes. So
for me, if you're the problem, then
if you take a game changer, because we know that he's a good player. We know Declan Rice. He's not a world beater, but he's a really good player, a game changer.
Good player.
We've now got that, so we're closing the gap to Man City. So now what we have to do is we have to win. Of course, 100% we have to win. But what I am also saying is that if Man City just get all the best players all the time,
of course,
it just makes the league boring.
Declan Rice isn't the best player, bro. Declan Rice isn't the best player. So
but he's a very good player in the league, in the same league.
Yeah, but we're not allowed to sign good players. Like,
no, you're not. I mean? But if you get all the best players and all the best players just think, oh, I'm going to, then it just never, and no one's ever going to have a chance. No one.
But the thing is though, Lee, I think we don't have a chance with Guardiola anyway.
That's it. It's Guardiola's the thing.
No, because Klopp's
won. And Guardiola. Players come and go. Lee, players come and go.
Klopp has won one Premier League in 7 years, and Arteta has won nothing.
Yeah,
there's a huge difference.
All right. Firstly, we beat that same Pep team to the FA Cup, so you're not indestructible. You also have lost the league. Yes, you have to Klopp. Yes, one. But my point is that if you keep getting the best players,
we don't get the best players, bro. This is what I'm saying. When we sign players, no, with Kevin De Bruyne, the best player. No, when we signed him, everyone was talking about him being a flop.
But you are at a different stage now. Where you're at, you're going to try and just add pieces of like cherry on top of the cake kind of players.
Kovacic, 25 million. That's the only player we've signed so far.
Yeah, but he's a replacement he's a cherry on top of the squad you already have. In truth, you could have gone for somebody else. You could have gone for Lavia, but you've gone for that experienced, very good player. I'm telling you, like it's facts. You could have gone for some.
25 million for Kovacic. That is not the best player in the world.
It doesn't matter about the price. It doesn't matter about the price. It's about the player. It's about the player.
So wait a second.
I don't think he's a game changer. I think he's a good player.
Yeah, exactly. Kovacic isn't a world-class player.
No, my point. What I'm trying to say to you is, if you had got Declan Rice, let's just stick on Declan Rice. He for any team he walks into this league, 100%. He's that good. What I'm trying to say to you is, if you get all the best players from the lower teams or from teams that are near you, what will happen is what? You're just going to walk the league. Now, yes, your manager is fantastic, so it's going to probably happen anyway. But you just make it that bit easier with the best players constantly going to your team. Now, the fact that we've taken a player from at West Ham, who's a very good player, who can level up. He should now hopefully be someone who can hopefully close the gap on the likes of Man City and extend the gap on the likes of Man United, Tottenham, etc. That's all I'm saying.
We don't hope for anything, by the way. You speak for yourself, man. I don't think anybody hopes for anyone. Like again, also, if they don't make it count, all this nonsense that you come out with, and all this victory parade, and this is good for the Premier League, it counts for nothing if you don't win anything. Again, you're going to be the
I
nerdy man.
know.
You bottled it last season when everyone wanted
I've
you to win the
admitted
league,
this.
and everyone's rooting you for once. And now, you know what I mean?
Nobody
this season,
was
you don't
rooting
make
for
it
us.
count.
Nobody was rooting for us.
Listen, we were, man. The red side of Manchester, maybe if you were in Manchester, maybe the people in the chat. But right now, I'm not going to lie to you. This is pressure now. Big pressure for Arsenal. You're going to spend money now on Rice, 105 million. How much will Timber cost? 40 million.
40 million, yeah.
Mhm.
So that's what you're closing on 150 million. What else is there? Who else are you getting?
Listen, look out.
Who else are you getting? You're spending nearly 200 million this season, man.
No. And I think there's another player. Listen, remember you
Havertz.
heard it here first. Xavi Simons.
Oh, yeah, Havertz, 60 odd million.
Listen, man.
It's 210 million already. And you said Xavi Simons. How much is Xavi Simons, you reckon?
I don't know, man. Just let it blow.
So let's think Xavi Simons about 40, 50 million. That's 250 million.
Yes.
And what's your challenge this season? What do you think the aim should be
We've
this
got to
season?
win the league. That's what I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with either of you. We have to win. 100.
There you go.
100%.
LB, you guys are not messing around. And guys, by the way, there's 1.5k in here, man. If you guys are not liking the video, then you lot are just disgrace, innit? Like you lot are just actually a disgrace. So please like the
700
video,
likes,
people.
man. Easy.
700 likes, man. Come on, people. Let's do it, man. Man City don't play around. This is why I don't like them. This is why I just hate them at the minute. Yeah, they're going in for Gabri, Veiga
this is our deal.
Vigo.
This is the type of deal that City like. Getting a player that not many people have heard of, who's promising, fits a style of play, and has a release clause. We've been linked with him for quite some time. Very strong. About 6 months ago, we were really heavily linked, and then it kind of died off a little bit. But obviously, City might go back in for him. This is a type of player that City signed, a player that we develop. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. We don't always go out. We don't go out there and buy the best players. We usually go out and buy these sort of players and then develop them because Pep Guardiola can make them into world-class players. That's what Guardiola does. So, yeah, this is a type of deal that I think City will probably look at. And it's a release clause, so you'd have to negotiate. Very, very promising. Got a player of the month in La Liga, which obviously played for Celta Vigo. Not just impressive. And Real Madrid was interested in him. I think Liverpool on that then was interested in him. Good
Chelsea
sort
as well, I think. Yeah.
So I mean, wouldn't surprise me if this deal got done pretty quickly. If City are interested in this guy, it's a release clause. It's cheap, £35 million. That should get done pretty quickly, to be honest.
Big up Lucas says management, scouting, and culture mentality. Man City have been elite. Yeah, this is another fine example, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think for me, it's a good signing. I've watched a few times. He scored a lot of, some share goals in a team that was nearly relegated, Celta Vigo, Spanish under 21 international. He's actually at the minute playing for the under 21 championship, isn't he? So he's a player who, for me, will get better under Guardiola. Again, like I said to you, man. You don't mess around. If it's one kind of play that you want, but it does kind of like confuse you a little bit in terms of why were they going for Rice then? Because it's sort of different profile. Unless they play Kovacic more frequently in that role, and then they have Veiga as a player that can play maybe in that maybe Bernardo role or maybe the De Bruyne role. Maybe De Bruyne won't be played a lot.
Yeah, maybe they just looked at Rice and went for 90 million or 85 million or whatever. We think that's really good value, but at 105 million. Or 110 million or whatever, maybe we think that's not good value. And then they look at Veiga and go, well, we think Veiga at 35 million quid is a better buy and a better purchase than Rice is at 105, 110, whatever it's going to be. So it might just be something like that. You know, that's how these guys at our club work. You know what I mean? They do it on player values. Like we pulled out of so many players because we don't think it's worth the money. And maybe they just did that with Declan Rice, man. And we do have Kovacic as well, so it's not like we're in a desperate situation. That's why I'm chill on this Rice. I'm not asked about it at all because we do have a player to slot in, a very good player in Kovacic.
Do you think, Lido, be honest, like in terms of like banner aside, like Kovacic, Veiga, is that good enough for what they're gonna leave? Like, because obviously Bernardo might leave. I think he will leave, and then you got Gundogan leaving. Obviously, they do well and they excel, but is it enough? Do you think, though?
Oh, look, we're gonna find out. I mean, it's. I think the Gundogan, you can't understate that as well because of how he turns up in the end of at the end of the season. But if everybody's talking about how good Pep is, he makes it work, right? Like we can't change our tune now. If he thinks that's the player, then you'll make it work. But for me, 110%, they will have a tiny drop off, but the percentage is not going to be probably huge. But yeah, no, for sure. Look, I'm not gonna downplay Pep. I'm not gonna downplay who they bring in because all of their signings pretty much come in and make huge differences and they play their part. So yeah, for sure. But I thought that a couple of teams would have fallen off last season, and they did. And let's hope Man City can do it as well. Let's hope.
All I'd say, yeah, is under Pep Guardiola, we've seen Vincent Kompany leave, yeah? We've seen Fernandinho leave. We've seen David Silva leave. We've seen Sergio Aguero leave. If people all of a sudden think that because Ilkay Gundogan and Bernardo Silva are going to leave this football club, that Manchester City are just going to fall from the top of the mountain all the way to the bottom and this club is finished, then they're smoking some heavy green, bro. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I'll also say, yeah, that we've got another year now of Erling Haaland, who's got used to the team. The team have got used to him, and he might actually get even better. Who knows? Lee was talking about the fact that he might drop off. He might not score as many goals because teams might work out. Well, what about if the team and Erling Haaland actually connects even better now that they've had that first year and he performs even better? So I'm chilling, man. I'm so chilling.
In truth, though, if you're missing, like when Company left, you weren't playing him anyway. When Fernandinho left, you weren't playing him anyway. And the last season, I believe he was playing emergency centre back for the last couple of games. But you weren't playing these players. So yes, I give you all the credit in the world because your transition of players is extremely high. And you've also got Julian Alvarez, who I believe is a very top striker. But all I'm saying to you is, when you lose the likes of Bernardo Silva, who have been there and they're the ones who have stepped up in those crunch moments, and you lose them, you can't blame fans, you can't blame opposition people to think, you know what, all right, Julian Alvarez has been fantastic, but he hasn't been the person to get you over the mountain. He's been part of it. He's not been a main player. When you think about Foden, he's been fantastic.
Bad though for what he's been there, though.
No, you're right, but
how many goals he's got this season?
Foden is fantastic, but he's not been that guy all the time that you relied on to get you over the top. So all I'm saying is, you wouldn't be surprised if there was a tiny drop off. And I'm talking about even if you lost 2 more games than you lost last season, that's a drop off, right? That is a tiny drop off. And for Man City, we're talking about minuscule parts because they're so good. So that drop off might be enough for somebody to win the league. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true. I think, again, like I said to you, it just depends on the outcome of what's going on. I think Man City will do their thing. The one thing they're not going to slack is they're not going to slack in terms of finding a situation or solution, to the problem. They're going to make sure everything's solved, that they have a plan. They're not like United where they don't have a recruitment team. They actually have a plan. So that's why I'm just waiting for cracks to happen. But right now they keep doing it. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Fabrizio talking about tweet about Mount. Listen, man, the Mount thing, it is what it is. What's Fabrizio said about Mount? I want to talk about Caicedo. Before I talk about Mount, I should talk to you about Caicedo. Exclusive. Chelsea set to open talks for Brighton for Moise Caicedo as negotiation between clubs starting within 48 hours. Personal terms not an issue. Chelsea now prepared to attack the deal. Bloody hell. Never easy or fast negotiation with Brighton. Chelsea are on it. I think for me, this is going to happen. As much as I want it to happen for Man United, right now, we can't even start the Mount situation. What I mean? Money apparently is tight right now. So I don't know, people. I really don't know. But I think for me, it's a brilliant deal. If Chelsea get him, Enzo, bro, the midfield right now in the Premier League is getting stacked right now. When you look at it, like the midfield right now, everyone's got a solid midfield base. You know, you got Arsenal, you got Declan Rice, and who else are you gonna have in there?
Odegaard and one of Havertz or maybe Lavia. I don't know, one of those.
Yeah, listen, I don't know about that one. Then you got Man City, obviously, with their midfield. Chelsea, I think it's a good move for Chelsea. What are you thinking, LB? What do you reckon to this deal?
I think it's similar to the Rice. It's going to be overpriced. We all know that. But he's a very, very promising player, and you know, if they get him, he could be there for the next 10 years. So it's one that they probably just think, you know what, let's just full send it. He's a good player. We all know that. We've all seen him play in that. But yeah, it's going to be overpriced for sure. But he's very tactical. He can play in a number of positions. He can play like right back inverted. He can play sort of box to box, centre mid. He can do it all. But you know, this is the game, man. This is the game that we live in. You know, prices of players are absolutely mad. What are you going to do? If you think the player is going to provide you with players, you think you sign this player, you're going to get 10 years out of him, then in 10 years, you probably look back and say, what a deal, isn't it?
You're a nasty guy, you know, Saeed, bro. You're a nasty guy, bro. Anyway.
What did I say?
Why are you putting up those comments, bro? I've seen some other crazy comments.
I'm just saying, like, when you said before,
what did he put up? I didn't see it.
You said before Havertz in midfield. I'm like, Havertz in midfield. Like everyone's saying it here. There's a couple of comments here. Like, how is Havertz going to play midfield, man? What sort of performance? What's this guy, man? You're moving wild, you know. Man said Havertz in midfield, you know.
That's what I think he's going to do, man. I'm not going to lie. I'm not happy with
crazy.
it. But no, I agree with LB though, 100%. I agree with him about Caicedo for sure.
MCFC Solo says Laporte, Cancelo, Bernardo, Gundogan, Mahrez, Walker, or potentially even. I would be surprised if our fork dipped or form dipped. Still trusting our board and Pep.
Yeah, but the difference is, Mahrez won't leave and Walker won't leave. Cancelo we didn't need. We actually got better when he left.
Mahrez is 50-50, man. I think
Mahrez ain't going nowhere, bro.
You think so?
He'll go next year, I reckon.
Yeah.
Laporte hardly played any football. Laporte hardly played any football, and we might even be replacing him with Gabri if you believe the rumours. Gundogan, we've got Kovacic in, and we're looking at getting Veiga. So I'd just say Solo, Calma, innit?
So hold on, I don't know, man. So I just want to ask one question right now, LB. Do you think you're winning the league straight away?
Do I think we'll win the league? Yes, I think we'll win the league.
And you think you're going to win the Champions League?
Champions League different because it's not about who's the best team. Sometimes it's about luck as well. Momentum. But City will go into that as favourites, 100%. I mean, we'll go to all the trophies as favourites. Every trophy that we'll play in will go in as favourites, and I think we'll win the league.
Yeah.
Champions League, it's difficult to say Champions League because there is an element of luck on that.
You heard it here first, man. He's with Man City winning the league.
I think we'll win the league. Wow, do you think Arsenal going to win the league?
Listen.
No, Listen.
I got to see in it. I got to see what my team does. I got to see what Havertz
doing well though. So just feel it, innit?
No, I got to see where Havertz is playing. I've got to see where Havertz is playing. First.
Wait, so your season depends on Kai Havertz? No way, bro.
No, because I'll be honest. If he plays in the midfield, then I think we're done. I think we're finished, man. I can't see him playing there, bro. I'll be honest.
So your club is finished if Kai Havertz plays in midfield. That one guy.
Yeah, because the defensive. Listen, if you look at Kai Havertz's defensive numbers, he actually is good. But when on the eye, it's something different. So I'm not trying to, do the numbers thing. I'm not trying to be shameless with the Havertz thing. There's a few Arsenal fans that are going too crazy, thinking he's the second coming of Dennis Bergkamp. I'm not going to do that. I want to be honest and say
Van Persie.
Van Persie. I'm not going to do that. I don't look at Havertz and think that he's the person that Arsenal should have gone for. I'm not going to pretend like that, but I do think.
I don't think he has the physicality to play in the middle. He doesn't have physicality.
He doesn't.
If there's any manager who can do something, it is Arteta in terms of way Xhaka's role has changed. The way Zinchenko kind of you know what I mean. There's different roles.
If you look at what Xhaka did for this team defensively, he was very, very good. He was nipping in, getting those things, like getting on the end of little 1-2s on the edge of our box, and starting little counter attacks. He was a very, very instrumental player and a good cog in the team. So yeah, listen, 110%. Like I can't pretend that Xhaka wasn't amazing for us last season. So yeah, listen, man. If he is somebody who plays in the midfield, it's scary. It's very scary for me. You know, not in a good way. Not in a good way.
Yeah, absolutely. Big up to Kaz, my guy. He says, big up Saeed, Lee and Lewis. New York looked amazing. Well deserved, my guy. Eid Mubarak, and people, make sure you smash a like on that cheeky smile. Love. Yeah, man. 1.7K in here, man. Big numbers in here. Make sure you like the video, man. And make sure you subscribe to See Extra and Guna Lee's channel, man. We're going to see some more content on his channel, no doubt.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
make
for
sure you
sure.
subscribe to the channel. Let's talk about Tottenham, man. Tottenham, they've got Maddison. For me, it's an absolute bargain at 40 million. I think it's a top deal. LB, what are you telling me, man?
Yeah, I
They're
agree,
gonna
man.
apparently be official soon. Next 24 hours
I think it's
will
a
be
great
official.
signing. I think it's a great signing. And listen, if they keep Kane and they can get Son and Kulu playing again and put Maddison in the middle behind, I'm telling
Top
you,
four.
man. I'm telling you, top four has got to be the aim for them. Now, if Harry Kane leaves, don't even talk to me about top four because he ain't getting top four without Harry Kane. but I think it's a great signing. It's a great price. And yeah, they do need to strengthen the defense, I think, as well. The defense is not good enough in my view. But yeah, I think it's a great signing. Like I say, if they can keep Kane, they've got a serious chance of getting the top four. I genuinely think that.
I think for me, Maddison's a quality player. I would love him at United. Even Man City will link with him last year. I think Arsenal would take him 100%.
I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I don't think he does much, to be honest. I really don't.
What does like that's what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean does much? Like, he's a creative midfielder. They lack creativity. He's a quality player. He's England international. He scores goals. He assists. He creates.
Right. Let me ask you a question though. Let me ask you a question. And I said the same thing. I was chatting with Monts and Callum from Copies yesterday on his stream,
big up to them, man.
With G as well. Is the likes of McAllister and the likes of now Maddison, are they good signings because you're talking about the fee, or are we talking about the player?
Both.
Because I'm looking at this whole McAllister signing, for example, and I'm like, look, he's a good player, but people are coming in like he's a second Christ. Like, can we not calm down? Like, he's a good player.
No, but you're talking about fan bases, though, man. Forget the fan bases.
No. I'm looking at the player. I'm looking at Maddison, right? And I've seen over the course of his career, right? Okay, look. Let's not talk about international because we know Southgate doesn't really know what he's doing, but he never starts for England. So, but I don't want to talk about that too much because we know Southgate's tax. Okay. We then go to the fact that when he plays for Leicester, okay, fine, they're not the best team, but he's so up and down. He has these moments where he's got a good purple patch and then he goes missing. And no. Go and look at his actual just look at his performances rather than people saying, "Oh, I'm a hater."
I had the best performance last season.
Go and actually look. Not just last season. Go and look at his actual performances and see how he turns up, what he does in his team.
So, what are you judging him? Are you judging by stats or are you judging by eye test? What are you judging?
I'm judging it by him as a player. I'm looking at everything. So, forget the numbers. I don't care about that because some players don't have to have stats to be this amazing player, but I'm talking about in a game.
And he's one of them, though.
In a game, does he always grab a game by the scruff of the neck? Does he always do the things that he needs to do? And look, he's going to make a difference to Spurs, of course. But what I'm trying to say to you is some people just overhype these players so much.
I think it's been really harsh, man.
Agenda. Hold on a minute.
What agenda?
Bruno Fernandes. Hold on a minute. If people can look at people like Bruno Fernandes, these sort of players that everyone says, in big games, they don't turn up or whatever. But when you look at James Maddison, I just look at a player that when you watch him, he's a quality player. Like on the eye, again, the assist and the stats and all that. I think for me, when you look at the Leicester team, the fact that for me, they've been inconsistent as well. I think you can't judge him on that purely. But when you look at what he does on a pitch, he gives you the impact every single game. He's there, he's ready, he's scoring goals, he's assisting. I don't know. You can't call him overrated, though. Sure.
Listen, let me just say one thing. I'm not necessarily calling him overrated, but you see the whole hype. When Odegaard came to Arsenal, you remember everyone was like, "Oh yeah,
here we go." That's why.
No. Let me land.
Go on.
It's not.
Yeah.
When Odegaard came to Arsenal, everybody's like, "Yeah, he looks good. He's got good clips." People were a little bit like skeptical of him because he didn't really grab games by the scruff of the neck. Last season, he stepped up and he got 15 goals and he had how many amounts of assists. All I'm saying, look, I just want to see a bit more from him before I crown him as this new second coming. Like, come on, man.
No one's saying that though, bro. People are just saying that he's a good signing. He gets a goal or assist every 2 games for Leicester. He plays for Leicester.
Are you listening?
He's all right. He's all right. He's
not all right. He's more than all right, bro. A goal and assist every other game for Leicester under the turmoil that they've been under the last couple of years with COVID and that. I think he's done a fantastic job.
Listen, Brendan Rodgers wanted him out of the team. Brendan Rodgers wanted him out of the team.
And Brendan Rodgers got sacked.
Yeah, listen.
And almost got Leicester. Well, obviously Leicester did get relegated, but he would have got Leicester relegated. One of the best teams on paper that's ever been relegated.
It happens, man. It happens, bro. Everyone goes through points. And as I said, I just think in a season, the guy sometimes flatters to deceive way too often. Way too often.
I don't know, man. I think I'm hearing a lot. I'm hearing this a lot from Arsenal fans about. I don't know why whether it's because he's gone to Tottenham. I don't know. I don't know if it's because you overpaid for Havertz and you try to like justify it. I don't know, but I'm telling you, 40 million quid for James Maddison is an absolute steal. You see what you're doing. You see what you're doing. You're talking about the price, not the player. You're doing. You're. I'm just gonna. Yeah, but bro, if you let me land, I was just gonna say he will improve Spurs. He will improve Spurs.
Yeah, but Spurs are on the floor, so that's not hard, right? So let's just for where they want to get to.
They're going to miss it. They've literally not had a creative midfielder for God knows how long, yeah. And now they've got that, and I think for me it will give them a considerable difference. Okay, they need Harry Kane, but for me it's a top signing, man. Come on, I think it's a top signing. Okay, let me ask you a question, yeah. Maddison or Havertz, yeah? Who would you take right now?
You beat me to the punch. In the midfield, I'm going to say Maddison, of course. In the midfield, I'm not going to be shameless. I'm not. Nobody needs to keep asking me about Havertz because I don't rate him. So it's pointless you asking me this, innit? But if you're asking me for false number 9 or whatever, of course I'm going to say Havertz because he's better in that position than Maddison. Of course, that's stupid. But in the midfield, of course,
that's the way you're playing him.
Yeah, of course, Maddison.
I would take James Maddison in every single football position on the pitch over Kai Havertz.
Nah, you're crazy. Come on.
I'm not crazy. I'm genuinely not crazy, bro. I would honestly, genuinely take Maddison in every single position, including the goalkeeper, over Kai Havertz every single day of the week. Every day of the week, bro.
It's not wrong though, is it, when you think about it though. When you actually deep it though, Havertz hasn't excelled in anything really. Let's be honest.
No, that's not true because when he was at Bayer Leverkusen, he was probably one of the most.
Oh, here we go.
No. Listen, you know me.
How far are you going back though, bro? You're going like 3 years ago.
Hold on, Saeed. You know me. I don't rate.
Why is Arsenal fans doing this? You're going all the way back 3 years ago.
Hold on.
All right, cool.
You know me. You know I don't rate Havertz. So you know I'm not trying to do the shameless thing with Havertz. I do not rate.
Why are you going back there? Why are you going back all the way down there just to prove your point?
Because I'm talking about a player. I'm just saying from the pedigree of the two players, we know he was bought by Chelsea. Every single person wanted him. Why? Because we know that he had some sort of pedigree in the game of football. Yes, he's been horrible at Chelsea, and I still don't think he's going to be good for Arsenal. So yes, I'm agreeing with you 100%. But what I'm saying to you is, I'm not going to just go on what LB saying is like, oh, he's better than him at every single position. Nah, come on, man, that's crazy. Nah, I'm not doing that. Nah, I'm not doing that.
But sometimes, you know, it is for me. This comment here, I think Sancho for me. That's why I'm like, I won't be shameless because at the end of the day, you have to prove what you need to do right now. Spurs are also getting another player. I don't know if you've heard of this player here, man. It's from the Bundesliga. Let me see if I can bring him up here. I've never heard of him, guys. You have to let me know how good this guy is. He's a centre back. He plays for Wolfsburg. Mickey van der Ven, Dutch centre back, among top targets. Verbal proposal set to be submitted as Van der Ken is keen on the move.
He was linked to Liverpool as well. Linked to Liverpool.
Okay. And obviously Edmund Taposa. I've known him as well. The Spurs list, but he's more expensive. Who does Edmund Taposa?
I think he plays for Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen. Good centre back.
Okay.
Good centre back.
Yeah.
I mean, they needed to strengthen the defense.
Yeah. He plays for Bayer Leverkusen. Yeah. 24 years old.
I think, you know how they say buy low, sell high. Yeah, I think seriously, if they keep Kane, get Maddison, and improve their defense, I think I might start buying stonks in Tottenham Hotspur. I swear down, man. Honestly, I say, they're on the floor right now. They're on the floor, and Lee, you did say that they're on the floor right now. I'm telling you, man, this might be the time to invest. I'm telling you, get in on Tottenham
invest
coin.
in, man.
Spurs coin. No one's speaking about Spurs. Everyone's like, oh yeah, Spurs shit. Yeah, Spurs shit. The facts are they still have top 2, top 3 strikers in world football.
Hey, Saeed, I've clocked his game. He's getting worried because he knows that Arsenal are creeping closer. So he wants to get the rivals for Arsenal to
no chance. Bro,
yeah,
genuinely. Liverpool. I'm more worried about Liverpool. I'm more worried about Liverpool.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
LB, you want to
LB,
you want to do a little wager? Like, finish higher.
What?
Rivalry's
Liverpool or Arsenal?
now.
Yeah.
He's saying.
You want to do a little wager?
Liverpool will finish higher than Arsenal.
Do you want to do a little wager? Like something for charity? I don't mind anything. You want to do a little?
I mean, I don't do big cash in it. I don't do that. I'm not gambler, bro. I'm not gambler in it. That's what I'm saying.
No money or nothing. You can do.
I don't know, like you can do
anything you want. You don't have to be. I'm not even saying money. I'm just saying in general. If you're so certain you're more scared of Liverpool, we do a little wager for charity. It could be anything. It could be anything.
Hey, no, that's fair. That's fair.
No. Come on, man. You got to back the chat, man.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, we'll think about something.
Liverpool will finish above Arsenal.
All right, listen, we'll think. And listen, we got the football carnage. We got the God in here. He's seeing.
Yeah, man. Look at this guy, man. Yo, shout out to Chris Carr, man. Liverpool are now looking to get hijack Declan Rice with 120 million bid. Listen, man, you ain't got no money, man. I seen you on Twitter today trying to calm down the Liverpool fan base. The FSG out. You know what I mean? The FSG out brigade on Chris Carr. They're all on him. They're making videos about FSG, and he's saying, "Yo, listen, you lot, stop being negative. Liverpool are still there. They only need to go and get a couple of players, and they're back, man. They only sort that midfield options out, man. So, is it a fake account? Is it a fake account? Okay, it's a fake account then. Listen, that's crazy. Someone block him, man. Let me block him. Is that a fake account? Yeah.
If Liverpool are going to be the team that LB saying, Lewis, my brother. The gauntlet's been laid down, man. The gauntlet's been laid down.
I'm telling you, man. I was more worried about Liverpool in like April of last year than I was Arsenal.
This guy, man. Come on.
Seriously, bro. Yeah. Liverpool are it. Liverpool have done it. Arsenal haven't done it.
What do you make of this signing? What do you make of this signing here? Dominic Szoboszlai. What do you make of him? Okay. Liverpool are after him.
Nice signing.
Yeah. Highly rated, isn't it? Highly rated. I've seen a few other clubs, a couple of other clubs interested in him, but
I don't know what's going on with Newcastle. You know, they need to fix up. You know, I know they got Tonali here, but no, they were meant to get Maddison and they were meant to get this guy. They need to stop like feeling sorry for themselves. Like they need to start putting their weight in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like Newcastle. I know they're going in methodical and they're not doing it like just as a thingy, but I feel like they need to start bullying teams, man. Because they got
no. I think he would suit Man City a lot as well. I think he will. I think he's a good player.
Where would he play though, Man City? That's the problem.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think that he can just be like a nice little rotational piece. He can be attacking midfielder, number 10. He can play off the right, be backup for Mahrez or whatever it is, or be a replacement for someone like Bernardo Silva. I know Liverpool are in for him. I know Man City, they'll go for him. But I think he's a good player. I think he's a very, very good player, man. And if you did get it, if anyone gets him, I think you'll be happy with him.
Big up Lucas says, what's your top 4 for next season, lads? I can't lie, right now, I don't see Man United making top 4 right now, just because I feel like for me, I'll be seriously, man. I think for me, if Man and Arsenal are doing spending their money, obviously Newcastle are in there as well. It's difficult, man, because you got to remember last season, Ten Hag squeezed a lot, man. Ten Hag was on a madness last season, and our home form was consistent. But right now, as it stands, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a bit concerned as to where the season's going. But if we get some signings in, that's where I can be confident. But right now, I think it's still a struggle to get into top 4. Last season, I said we'd get into top 4 by a struggle, and I thought, you know what, it's gonna be a long season, but I think we might get top 4. But this season, I'm not really confident, man. We have to make signings. I know what the keeper situation.
What 2 teams would you say is going to get finished top 4 though?
City, Liverpool.
I think for me, I think City, Liverpool. You know why I say Liverpool for me. I think they'll get their targets. I think they need 3 midfielders. I think they'll get in there.
Wow. No Arsenal, no.
I think for Chelsea
me this season, people got to watch out for Chelsea, man. Chelsea are in there, man. I think Chelsea. I think last season was a mad situation, but with Pochettino and the way they're going on right now, I think for me, they're in there. And I think Newcastle, you got to look at them as well, another team. So it could be this. City.
None of you are saying Arsenal are guaranteed to finish top 4. Is that what you're saying?
I would say
Arsenal have made enough groundwork. Yeah.
I think
They're
they'll finish
guaranteed
third.
top 4.
I think Arsenal finish
Yeah.
third this year.
Wow, that
Yeah.
is something. You lot are drinking that strong Gatorade, man.
Saeed. Yeah, listen, man. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think for me, we're not proactive. We're getting Mason Mount. We're not gonna. We're everything's just too late. The clarity about the ownership situation. It's all a bit not right now. That's what I say. The question is for right now. Obviously, my opinion can change with signings, with a bit of optimistic feeling around certain other players. But right now, there's no guaranteed goal scorer. Our midfield is very, very light. We need a keeper. There's a lot to sort out right now. So
This is why I might
can't give you
invest in
that feeling.
Spurs, bro. If they can keep, I'm not going to
There
say
you
it right
go.
now yet, but if they keep Harry Kane, I think I'm going to throw Spurs into the top 4. And I don't want to laugh at that, but like buy low, sell high is my motto, isn't it? Well, not my motto, but it's the motto. And yeah, I think if they can keep Kane and they can get Son and Kulu playing in some sort of form, Maddison in behind, chipping in with the goals, creating and strengthen that defense a little bit. They're not in any European competition. They didn't qualify for Conference League, innit? I'm right in saying that. So they've got no European competition.
If we do it by subtraction, right? Liverpool, we have to think about their mentality. A lot of their players, they weren't bothered last season. Everybody gave Liverpool Van Dijk excuse after excuse because he had the World Cup. That's why he wasn't playing well. When he came back from the World Cup, he still wasn't playing well. Trent can't defend. You've got Fabinho, a horrible finished player right now. He's been a fantastic player, but he's not great. Salah's going to get you goals 100%. We need to see how Gakpo is going to work. And why are we not talking about Klopp and his lack of substitution, his lack of in-game management, which Saeed, you've spoken about a lot.
Tactically, it's been a bit.
So like we can't just say that they're going to be bouncing back. If you're going to say Arsenal are not going to bounce back, you can't say Liverpool will. Chelsea have finished 12th. For you to expect them to jump from 12th all the way up to at least 4th, you're going past quite a few players. So the team, sorry. So that's not the easiest thing. I'm not saying they can't do it, but I'm saying you have to put into the fact that they've still got pretty much the same players. The players that they're getting in, yes, they are great, but they don't have a striker. They don't have that creative midfielder right now. And the players that they had in defense, Fofana, all these players, they were horrible last season. So I'm not saying that they can't be great, but you're asking these teams to do something very, very unique. And Arsenal did it because we went from 8th to 5th to 2nd, but we went through the stages. So I'm just going around and I'm looking at Arsenal and Man City. You're asking them to draw. You're asking Arsenal to drop off so dramatically to not get in the top 4. We're bankers.
I'm not. I think you'll finish third.
Oh, mate, we're bankers. Yeah. I think we're finishing at minimum 2nd, and I think we're going to
second and third. I think Arsenal 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think that Liverpool are going to be bad, but I don't see the 100% guarantee that Liverpool are going to be back. They're a well-known, well-oiled machine. But can we not talk about the fact that they lost away to Nottingham Forest? Yes, Arsenal did as well, but the way they got battered by Brighton. Home away, like
what they're doing though, Lee, is that they're identifying the area of weakness, and that was the midfield. You can clearly see attack's not an issue. Defense, okay. Van Dijk had a bad season, but overall, I think for me, midfield is their biggest issue. They've got McAllister in. They're trying to get in Kefra Turam. They might be going for Szoboszlai. They might go in as well for maybe Kone. If they can sort out that midfield area, I think that's
as well. They went
unbeaten
in the last 11 games of the Premier League.
Yeah.
All right, but when it got to the games where they were actually playing some decent, I believe they only won one game by more than one goal. And when they got to the harder games, when they played, I believe Aston Villa and what was the other game, they drew. They drew 4-4 against Southampton.
But that's the last game. No, that's the last day of the season, bro. That's different.
But you can't keep moving the needle. You can't keep moving the needle. Did they win or not?
Last day of the season against Southampton. No, they didn't win. No.
All right, cool. But it's still a game, no? The players still get paid, no?
Yeah, but it's the last day of the game. There's just nothing to play for.
Come on, we're moving the needle, man. But listen, I know you're part of. I don't know why you're part of this Liverpool bandwagon. I don't know why, but listen,
I'm not. You just don't like hearing the truth, and this is what Arsenal fans don't like hearing the truth. They've had one good season, and I automatically think that we should just put them on the top table with City, and it's like, no, that's not how it works.
You sound like you're scared of a certain team in London, man. I don't know, bro.
Not scared of any team in London. I'm scared of Liverpool because they've been there and done it, and they pushed us. I'm not scared of Arsenal. I'm not saying Arsenal might do it, but you're asking me, Liverpool are the team.
You sound like I'm not gonna lie, bro. You sound like a team scared of you sound like a team scared of a team in London, bro. So I don't know, man.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Last super chat before I wrap up. Sean PK says Lee can't do a shoe without talking about Liverpool. Me and my Coppish brother will take that bet. Bring it on, bottle job, Lee. Shout out to Sean. He's actually not bantering me for once, man. Normally he's coming to this channel, he's bantering me. So
yeah, no,
it's good
Sean's
that
a
he's
big guy
actually gone
for Coppish, man. Big up to Sean, bro. Big up.
Yeah, man. Big up to Sean, man. Big up to Coppish, man. But listen, people, we're going to wrap it up here. There's been 1.7K in here. This crazy numbers, man. Like I said, I've not been streaming for the past week, and you guys are already here supporting the channel, man. So large up to everybody here, man. Make sure you guys like the video. There's been, like I said, 1.7K in it. If we could get 1,000 likes, it'll be amazing. If not, then obviously 800 likes if you can. Make sure you shout out to Boohoo Man for sponsoring today's video. 10% off using the code Saeed, or go down link in the description below. I'm going to be back later on 5 p.m. for Mandem Talk. So talking about United, all things United. So all the Mount situation, Onana, everything like that. Join us at 5 p.m. LB, let them know, man. What are you saying? We're doing something later on in it, so look out for that.
We'll do something. That's on my personal channel. It's LB, trying to get that to 3K subs, man. So go sub up the channel and then City Extra, man. Obviously.
Yeah, man. Make sure you do that. Links in the description. Goodly, let them know, man. What are you saying? You got content coming on?
Yeah, I've been just so busy, man. I've been busy, but I'm coming back. I've listen, especially when this Declan Rice news drops, we're gonna have a party, we're gonna have a wave. And we might be back, man. I told you, we might be back in this Premier League. So we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. We got a big transfer season coming. So yeah,
it's always their year, isn't it? It's always their year.
Listen,
let's see, man.
You know what, Man United, you're 10 years, so you're